guys, Wahoo here, back in another video. This time around, it is spooky season. Yes, Shadows Eves is back. So we got Shadows Eves event going on right now. We got 15 steps for this quest line right here. So I don't know about you, but definitely spooky season or Halloween at least. Not the very super scary stuff, but a little bit of scary. I can handle that, but I'm not into the big scary stuff. But kind of like the little bit of just kind of the spirit of Halloween, just like kind of the joy and such. I really like Halloween, especially. Same goes for Christmas. Of course, that's another vibe, but definitely also kind of like the semi spooky stuff that goes into Halloween. At least, you know, Trove Halloween is not that spooky. I can bear with that. But anyways, we do have 15 steps in this one. I can't see any of the you know, usually the 14 days of, you know, the shenanigans, you know, do that one quest on, or so do that one dungeon on a Saturday. Maybe they are kind of going away from that concept. It's also kind of outdated, and it wasn't, yeah, sure, it was some few good rewards, but some of them people really didn't do. Like, for example, I never did the Thursday one because like 3 extra of those kind of, you know, empowered gym boxes wasn't really kind of something you wanted to do, and you kind of forgot about it. And sure, the gym one was great, you know, you did get those extra luxurious boxes and stuff like that, so it was kind of awesome, some of them, and some of them weren't. So maybe they're taking them to revamp them, I don't know, but I'm fine with it not being in there. But maybe they'll bring it back in some other way or whatever. But at least it's not here right now. I haven't heard anything, and maybe it was just a mistake and they will bring it back. You know, the same thing. Maybe just forgot. It happens sometimes. But I know that they have reworked or kind of did a lot more with Shadows Eve, so I hope that also comes into it. I did post a video on the Discord that showed kind of what they were also putting on their YouTube, so you could see what stuff was gonna go down, and it kind of gives you a preview of everything kind of in there as well. But anyways, we got 15 steps, so we better get our you know, our Dracolite in gear and kind of go to the hub as the first one. But yeah, I'll see you guys in step number 1. All right, so for step number 1, all you have to do is go to the hub and go to the event area. It's always here on the left, and it's very, very spooky. The hub is quite spooky, and I do like what they've done with everything. I really like when they incorporate all the buildings to have like extra things on top of it. I'd really enjoy that, especially. Also, you can see there's Cursed Valley biomes all over the place in the background here, so super awesome. But first of all, we just have to go and talk to Wolfsly. He's right here. So you know, Cubesly has got into the Halloween spirit and also put on his wolf costume. So all we have to do is walk up here, and we are going to talk to Cubesly right there. So that is going to complete step number 1. Just talk to Cubesly in the hub, and you are on to step number 2. All right, for step number 2, we are right here where we have to be. I actually want to check Wolfie. Okay, so there's some approval stuff. There's some Bad Souls essence as well. That's definitely something new, and there is a bunch of new stuff in here, I assume. Well, we will see that in the future. But anyways, we are going to talk to the Lost Soul over here to actually craft the ghostly approval. We'll see what that happens. But first of all, we just have to talk to the Lost Soul. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it's also going to have an approval. Okay, cool. So that is going to have some of that, and that is also going to have some of that. So that was step number 2. Just talk to the guy right on the left there, and we are on to step number 3. All right, guys, so for step number 3, all we have to do is go out there to do some dungeons. They say that these pages can be found in any dungeon, so when you complete the dungeon and you destroy the chest, it should have some of these here lost pages that we need. We need 10 of them, so you do have to go around and do them until then. I did go to you know, difficulty 15 or tier 15 world, but it should be in every single dungeon. It doesn't matter if it's a big dungeon, small dungeon, whatever. Basically, also the chests are sort of the same in every single dungeon, so it should just be all of them. But I just wanted to go here because usually I just do these 5-star dungeons now, so I wanted to see if I could get it from there, so I could just do my daily routine. And then I got 11 pages. I'll do the full one of these ones here. So yeah, 11 pages, so I only need 10 to do the step here, but it's probably something you're gonna have a bunch of these. So, and also I do want to mention, do not put these pages inside of your personal chest. Keep them in your inventory. Yes, it takes up a slot and maybe you don't have all the slots unlocked, but the point is when they change into your, or when you put it in your personal chest, it will change the ID of it so it won't stack. So as long as it is in your inventory, it's going to have the same ID, and that means also it's gonna just stack on top of each other, and then you're not gonna have multiple slots of it in your personal chest and in your inventory. So keep it, these things, if it's in your inventory, keep it there. If it goes into here, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna be fine, but keep it, if it's in this inventory right here, keep it there, because you are over time going to get a bunch of these, and if you start just like randomly putting in your personal chest, it will change the ID and then it will just take up more slots. So keep it in your inventory, even though it takes one slot in your inventory, keep it there. Just a little reminder to do that. But we're going to head into the hub and we are going to craft the approval that we had to for this step. So I'll see you guys in the hub. All right, we are now back in the hub. So we are going to go over to the Lost Soul and we are going to craft this ghostly approval, which also is going to give us some ghostly approvals. So that goes in there. So it's going to give us some more ghostly approvals. So we got a bunch of it as well. So we still got the pages, but now we got some of these ghostly approvals as well. So that completes step number 3, and we can head into step number 4. All right, so for step number 4, all we have to do is go and talk to the person right over here. We were right over here as right before, and then you just basically go to the right instead and talk to this person. When you open up this inventory, it is going to complete the step. That is why I'm on step number 5 and not 4. But yeah, these are the new things that are, you know, available for this here event. So this was where we were before, and then we just basically went right over here, and that's step number 4. But I do want to mention this. This is actually a new aura that we are going to get if you do get, you know, some of these ghostly approvals and all the other items as well. There's 2 costumes, one for the Ice Age and one for the Neon Ninja. That's of course very inspired for Halloween. And this one is actually the one you see in the picture, I think, or not picture, well, there's a picture, but you see it in the video of the, you know, Trove one, where you actually have a very, very nice, there's a very nice wolf helmet with that one as well. So anyways, all of these are in here, nothing like super special in that sense of, you know, whatever, you know, stats wise, that's what I mean. But you know, some of these are probably very nice on the mastery. The costumes usually are very much worth it. And of course, an aura is always nice to have to customize your character. But that was step number 4. Now we get into step number 5. All right, so for step number 5, we have to go to the Cursed Valley biome, and the most Cursed Valley biome is of course down here, the Cursed Valley biome world as well. So right down here has the most Cursed Valley biome, but you can see right here over here that the Longshade also now has the Cursed Valley biome. It's of course changes all the time, every 3 hours, but the point is that sometimes it can also be here. But if you want to be sure, just go to this one here. That's going to be up all the time. But in this one, you are going to find these guys here with the bow, and then basically all you have to do is go ahead and go and talk to this guy, and that is going to complete step number 5. You just have to talk to him, and that is going to complete step number 5. So just go ahead and talk to this guy. Nothing else besides that, but you can of course get some of these here hunter memories. That's probably going to be step number 6 here, but we won't spoil it that too fast. But then you can also get some of these ghostly approvals that you both basically need to craft all the stuff for the event. But anyways, that was step number 5. Just find this guy, or he's on more like, it's probably easier to find if you just run around on the ground. But yes, this was step number 5. We can now head into step number 6. All right, so for step number 6, all we have to do is collect 40 hunters' memories, and that's gonna be from, oh, this guy. Why am I, when I'm recording? But this guy is going to give us some of these hunter memories. That is what it's going to look like. The werewolves are going to give you some of these, so you just have to run around. Again, it's very easy to get because there's most Cursed Valley biome down here. But if you're just running around doing your normal stuff, it's just gonna, you can also do it here if it's in rotation. But I would just suggest you go here and pick this one up. And then we have to get 40 of these so they look like these little arrows right here, and there's another guy you can craft with as well because we're on this quest. But again, keep this in your inventory, keep all of this in your inventory, because when you put it in your personal chest, it is going to change the idea of it. So all you have to do is just run around. This is pretty much like completely taken out because there is people here. There's doing the quest also. Ooh, look at that. You know, the pumpkin dungeons also back so you can get some pumpkins. These guys that had the horns there can also drop some stuff, the bad souls essence that you're probably also gonna need. But again, run around. I'm seeing only one from each, but you could get a memory of more, I'm pretty sure. So you just have to keep running, but again, you just need 40. They're not gonna be in the dungeons, they are going to be outside of the dungeons. So you just have to run around and defeat them. If you see some of these guys here as well, I suggest you defeat them as well to get some of those other things. It's never bad to have more of a certain thing. And also the pumpkin dungeons here are also back. So those are also back and you can get it from there as well. I'm pretty sure you can't get some, oh, there is actually, maybe you can get some hunter memories. Let's try it out just really quickly. Go through it. You can bomb your way through it if you want to, but they're pretty simple, pretty easy dungeons. Just go backwards and forwards. It's pretty simple. There is a guy right here. There's some werewolves. Maybe they'll give me some memories. They do. That's super awesome. So they do definitely have that as well. And then there is the wolf in here. See if it gives me that. It was some hunter memories in that one as well. So super awesome. So getting some of these. So now I'm on 23 and I'll get the last ones. And I will also then show you guys that I have completed the steps. So I'll see you when we are there. Alright, I forgot to mention this as well before we craft this. Of course, anything that looks like a wolf or werewolf, anything that looks like a wolf is going to drop these ones as well. So just wanted to make sure I said that correctly, but we did get to all the hunter memories and we are going to go ahead and craft that. And that is going to complete step number 6, and we can now head into step number 7. All right, so for step number 7, all we have to do is go back to the hub and talk to Fiona again. And that is probably just going to complete the step. That's pretty super awesome. We are actually going to get one of these, and I thought we were going to do so. We are going to get one of these here. Don't destroy this one because we are going to need it for the next step just before we head into step number 2. So I just want to make sure that you don't do that. But yes, you are going to get the delve that you have to do, and we are going to do that in step number 8. But that was step number 7. We can head into step number 8. All right, before we head into the delve, I do want to mention at the delve workbench right across the event here as well, you can go into the crafting bench right here, and you can see under depth steppers, it's very hard for me to see depth. And the gateways right here, you can craft more of these castle things. It was actually a long time ago they made this dungeon here and really never took off, but this is a dungeon that we need. So if you have the materials, you can actually craft it again if you already don't have it, but you should have it from, of course, the last step. But just wanted to mention that if you're just gonna lose it, you can make more of it as well. I'm pretty sure you can actually also buy these off the marketplace. Doesn't say you can't, so I'm pretty sure you can so as well. But anyways, this was just a little mention to this one. We are gonna head into the delve right now. All right, we are now in the right delve. Sometimes it's not going to be this, it has to say this caster something. It is going to call this caster, and then you are going to go through it. I just went with the lowest one just to go too fast as possible just for the quest, but you should just do it, you know, the normal way you usually do it and then go through it like that. But I only did it for the quest. I'm pretty sure that we just have to go all through it, and then when you defeat the boss, you are going to find this lost soul. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be like that. If it's not, then you guys are just going to see me be at the boss, but we'll go through it pretty quickly, and we should definitely have ourselves this one. So I'm just going to go through it pretty quickly. We just have to do some monoliths, so that's not going to be super hard. So I'm just going to run through it pretty quickly, and I'll see you guys at the boss. So yeah, as you can see, the lost soul is here as well. So we also have, of course, this soul vault here. I'll find actually a key to open this one. Just give me a moment. And we are going to open this one right here. And I put it back in my inventory. Very nice. Good Wahoo. Good play, good play, good play. And of course, I'm not really going to get anything amazing out of this, but we might as well just do this one. Well, I'll get some of my stuff that I haven't done this week, so I guess that is awesome. But we are just going to help, and I think the way you just help him is just interact with him, but we'll see what happens when I just hit this button. Yes, that was only what you had to do. So you just run around through the delves you got, and then when you do get the castle, you defeat the boss. When you get I had to go through 2 floors before I got the 3rd floor, so you probably have to do the same as well. But if you get the castle at the first time, you're probably gonna have it sold. But you just look around before you head out to the next floor before you do this one as well. But this castle here looks very, very different than anything else, so you should be able to do so. But yeah, that was step number 8. Let's head into step number 9. Alright, for step number 9, all we have to do is go back to Hub and talk to Fiona once again, and we get 10 approvables right now. That's super awesome. So again, just talk to Fiona right there, and that is going to complete step number 9, so no big deal in that one until we get into step number 10. Alright, for step number 10, I assume we have to do exactly the same thing as we did before, but I'll go through it as well. You can see here there is going to be a lost soul right up here. And he's gonna be a little bit different. This is a guy with a guitar, and I think when I basically just interact with him, we are going to complete step number 10, so not really gonna be much with it as well. So I'm just gonna interact with him. Yes, very much indeed. So it's just gonna be exactly the same thing as we did before. Now we just have to get some of these fragments, and we'll do that, of course, in step number 11. But step number 10, just find a guy out here. It doesn't have to be like anywhere crazy, but it is going to be in the Forbidden Spires, and if you want to have most of the Forbidden Spires, you should just go here. But sometimes, of course, it's also going to be in D15, but if you just want to get it done pretty quickly, as you can see, there was plenty of people around me before. They would just want to get, you know, their stuff so they could get the mastery. But the Forbidden Spires world right here is going to have the most Forbidden Spires. They can be in some of these other prime worlds, but not the very low ones. So I would just suggest you go here and, of course, just you know, get this step here done. So that was step number 10. Now we can head in step number 11. All right, for step number 11, we have to go out there and do some of these pumpkin dungeons, and they look like big giant pumpkins. They are in every single biome, almost every single biome. Most of the lower biomes, definitely all these biomes down here. Some of the newer ones might also have them, and maybe some in geotopside, but I think they also is going to be in the long shade, but I have not, really tested that. But I would just suggest you just go to any world where you usually farm and then find these biomes, these pumpkin dungeons, and you just run these pumpkin dungeons here, and you are just gonna run through it as you usually do and do the dungeon. Of course, this is not gonna be terrible, very high difficulty right now because I'm in the same biome as I was before, but this is just gonna defeat these. And when you defeat the dungeon, when you do the dungeon, you are going to get these here instrumental fragments as well. So these are gonna be 25 you need of these. So we're just gonna run around doing these pumpkin dungeons, and you can keep running around and doing these. And it doesn't have to be in the Forbidden Spires biome. It can also be, for example, in this Medieval Highlands biome. They are all over the place, and they're just gonna be 1-star dungeons, and you're just gonna run around and get those. But it has to be inside of these pumpkin dungeons. Maybe the other pumpkin dungeons, you can also get them from that. But there's another one over there. When I say the other pumpkin dungeons, there is one that looks very much like a pumpkin dungeon. Looks even more like a pumpkin. And those ones is basically to farm pumpkins. And those are pretty simple to do as well. And maybe they are going to give them as well. I am not sure, but at least these ones are going to do. And we only need 25 for the quest, so it's not going to be super long to get that. So we run around through it, and then we're going to defeat the boss, and then defeat the chest, and we are going to get some more of these ones. And now we're on 3. So minimum you have to do, or maximum, I would say, you have to do 25 of these here dungeons. You can see I got some more, so not this time, but last time, so at least a maximum of 25. So I'm gonna run around and do my last, maybe 25 dungeons, but at least so I have all of them as well. So I'm gonna head into this Medieval Highland biome and find some more pumpkins. I'll see you guys when I have all of them and we can talk to the NPC. All right, I do have my 25 at this point, so I can now talk to the NPC. And as you can see here, that's going to complete step number 11 when you craft this one here. So that was step number 11. We can now head into step number 12. All right, so for step number 12, all we have to do is go back and talk to Fiona once again, and that's going to complete step number 12. I also saw that these little allies here, maybe also the last one right here, they can actually drop from dungeons, so you might actually have a chance of dropping them from there. So maybe you should focus on some of these other ones first, and then if you get some of these to drop or buy them from the marketplace, then you can go and do so as well. So that was step number 12. Now we get into step number 13. And for step number 13, we have to talk to Wolfsly once again, and right here as well. So all you really have to do is just go ahead and do so. That's going to complete step number 13. Very awesome indeed. Very awesome indeed. So that was step number 13. Just talk to Wolfsly right next to, of course, Fiona. So 2 steps pretty quickly done. And we can head into step number 14. All right, for step number 14, we have to go and defeat some of these new NPCs. I'm not sure what they're gonna be called, but they are looking like right here. And they usually don't have this exclamation mark above their heads, but that's because we are on the step. So if I run right over here and you defeat these, you are gonna get these called Bat Soul Essences. And we've seen it all over the place. And now I'm just in a Jurassic world, and also you can see they're also going to be in the Candoria one as well, so they should be all over the place. They look like these little guys here with the what would you call them, horns on them, and these are going to drop these here Bat Soul Essence, and you need 30 of these to complete this step here. So just go to any biome, and maybe you want to go and do it in the Cursed Valley biome, or you want to do it in some other biome where there's not as many people, because people, you know, tend to clump up where, of course, that the quests are going to take them. So I just went here, and you can see they were also in this biome as well. Maybe we can find one more. No, that you can't find one right now. But anyways, that is going to take you around and get those 30 ones. So a minimum of 30 you do have to defeat, and then you are going to get these ones, and maybe you get some more as well. But after that, you are going to go back to the hub and craft some ghostly approval. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the hub and show you guys. So we are in the hub, and we are going to trade these 30 Bat Soul Essences to Wolfsly, and also get one of these approvals, and that's going to complete step number 14. And that is just super awesome. And that was, yeah, like I said, step number 14. Now we get into step number 15. And lastly, for step number 15, we are going to talk to Fiona right over here and get our 25 ghostly approvals. Super awesome. I actually thought we were going to have some daily quests we also had to complete, because we did the thing 3 times and such, and usually that there's some daily quests in there, but not this time around. So with this, we are going to complete the 15 steps as well. But we're not quite done yet, because I am going to talk about all these things right here and what they are going to give of mastery, and you can decide for yourself if it's something you want to get or not. But that's going to be in the mastery check that's coming up right here. All right, so we do have the mastery check right here, but before we head into that one, I do want to mention that there was actually daily quests, but there was not a quest to do the daily quest, but they actually showed up NPCs for all of these that we have actually done. And you can see here, it's basically doing the Bat Souls. So basically what we did before, you know, doing all those Bat Souls, go back to Wolfsly, get his ghostly approval there. And then of course, you also do the Lost Book. Basically, you're getting those chapters, these little, of course, where are they? These lost pages, and then also helping the NPC, then getting the instrumental, the one that is also we did before, again, helping the NPC, and also the lost memories, that one's right there, and also helping the NPC. So basically the quests are basically the same, just getting 4 different materials, and then of course helping the NPC, and then you will get, you know, of course, a ghostly approval plus the 5 ghostly approvals by doing that as well. So basically doing getting some them anyways. If you're gonna get them anyways, you might as well do these. I would suggest that you basically do all of these if you want to get all the things before you go crazy and farming every single thing. I would do this every single day, and because they are repeatable, the ones you can do out there, you know, by helping the NPC. That one is, but you're only going to get 1 per craft. But this is actually going to give you 6 per craft. So basically you have 20 ghostly approvals right here every single day for 14 days. That is a quick math. That is 280 souls or approvals just from doing this. And then in the end, if you want to, you know, have those, you can always go ahead and of course just spam for a minute until you have what you need. So I would suggest doing that instead of just going crazy the first day. But anyways, we got the mastery stuff right here. And as you can see here, if you do go into the basically the inventory, I was about to say, the marketplace, you can see that these small allies can be bought at this moment. They seem a little bit expensive right now, but I'm pretty sure they are gonna go down in price pretty quickly because it is the first day, so people are going to farm it. This is actually 350. That is actually pretty cheap, I feel like, for this one as well, because it is actually, of course, a 70 here. It's not that much if you do it the first time here, right here. So I might actually just buy all of these and then save it for the, of course, the costumes and especially also the aura as well. But let's talk about what they are going to be worth in mastery. So of course we can see, of course, the costumes are going to be 70 mastery. That is not completely it, because there's also a helmet and like a weapon usually. So that usually goes up to like 81, 82 mastery points or something like that per costume, because the costume itself is going to be 70 points, and then there's some extra ones on top of that. And the allies are going to be around 20 mastery points. The wolf here is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be around, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was going to be, oh, I can't spell, so we are going to call it there, not 2 R's. It's going to be 50 mastery points, so not something insane. And then we are going to have the, not that one. I'm lost the whole UI there. It's going to call, it's going to be there with the Y. It's going to be 50 as well. So none of these are basically worth getting during to mastery, only if you want to, of course, have everything. But in terms of mastery, oh, it's only 10. These are only 10. Damn. Okay. That is why maybe they also are pretty easy to get. This one is 20. So this one is 10. This is 20. 10 mastery points for this one. That doesn't seem like right. They're all the same. Oh, this is actually least expensive. So if this one is 20, it is basically a rip-off. And that's 20. Okay, so this one is actually pretty much a rip-off. The aura is only 50 mastery points, but that's usually the, you know, for the it's not so much for the mastery points. You get the aura. It's more that it's going to be there. So you're going to get a spooky aura from this one as well. So these ones are going to go down in price pretty quickly, I've seen, because they're not going to be anything crazy in mastery points, and it seems like they're dropping just left and right. There's all over the place. And lastly, I do also want to talk about, there were some new recipes for the different biomes. So if you go into crafting and you go to biome recipes, I know you can't really see it for my big face, but it's right in here. And you can see when I open up this one, you can see there's some medieval highlands one. I think I got all the other ones as well. Let me just go through them real quick for my own sake. Yes, so I'm only missing some medieval highlands biome recipes at this. So there was a few added in the new update here, little mini update. So I'm missing a few, which of course I'm going to get. I'm missing 3 recipes, so I'm going to get those as well. But that's a little bit of mastery in there as well. There was also a few mastery points added for like hats and faces and stuff like that. So you can undo them or unlock them, of course, with style recipes and such. So anyways, just wanted to mention this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys got guided through the whole event. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!